Welcome to the Creative Plan Podcast Network. Join us as we share our favorite RPGs, one-shot games, tabletop games, reviews of items, and convention panels, and other exciting things that we run into from time to time. Sit back and enjoy the show.
Hi, this is Kelly, aka Trixie from Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion to Ragnarok story, and Tilda Wimblewick from D&D Journey of the 5th Edition. First off, I would just like to say thank you to everyone for listening to our varied adventures, as well as for rating us on iTunes and RPGpodcast.com. If you haven't rated us yet, we would greatly appreciate it if you could. And if you're looking for more ways to support our efforts, we are now on Patreon, a great site where you can help us continue making more podcasts, as well as some special surprises for our patrons. If you can, please look us up at www.patreon.com/cppn. Every little bit helps. And again, thank you for listening.
Hey guys, Jim and Kelly here for #RPGaDAY2020. It is August, our favorite month, with all kinds of cool little prompts and little things, which I think we need to start doing more of during our regular monthly episodes. I think we need to have like a once a month funny haha type of thing.
Okay.
Okay. So today, the 25th. Today, if you give me a pole long enough, I will move the world.
A lever and fulcrum?
Yes, because today's word is lever. As in, yes, I want to pull the red lever.
Leave her alone. No.
No, not that leave. The one where Igor says, "Yes, master, may I pull the lever?"
No. Put the Kinder Bic.
So today's word is really a loaded word, because we all know in at least one dungeon we played in, there's some kind of lever for something, whether it's lifting a portcullis, arming the booby traps, because honestly that's one of my favorite ones, is to put the lever to undo a trap at the very far end of the corridor. So I need players to be really smart or cool about how they're going to hit that lever that's 40 feet away, until the arcane trickster mage says, "Mage hand."
Yes, but depends. If the lever's too heavy, it can only do 10 pounds.
It's true. But if the lever can be moved by a goblin, it can definitely be negotiated with a magic hand.
Just toss the halfling. Wait a minute. I'm usually the halfling. Let me rethink this.
At the new Scottish Games, the halfling toss.
Yeah, no.
In the barbarian village, you're in trouble because they don't have halflings. They only have dwarves, so they're overcompensating.
Oh, the dwarves are heavy, though.
Exactly. They're throwing heavy dwarves instead of tiny, light halflings that bounce.
Yeah, dwarf tossing, they're tossing you, not them.
So what do you have for lever?
Pretty much pretty much the same thing, you know. It's the lever that raises the portcullis or it disables the trap, you know. It's kind of like it's done in so many different, like, even old TV shows. It's like, you got to get through and pull the lever, let the rest of the group be able to make it through. So, that, or, my favorite type of earring has a lever back. So when I think of lever, I'll also think of that.
See, that's
of course, I also make jewelry, so I prefer them.
So one that I'll throw out there, like in 5th edition, if a player's trying to do an athletic strength check for something, as you, the players at home, you could always come up with an improvised lever and ask the GM, if I use this broken spear shaft as a lever, can I get advantage on that roll?
Yes, but you still need a fulcrum if you're going to use it in that capacity.
Yeah, all adventures have something like a goblin skull they can use the fulcrum for the lever.
True. Okay.
Or the wizard's magic book.
No.
And watch the wizard fret.
They don't part with those.
So lever could be used quite literally in the game, as regards to a obvious cool thing that you can give to your players as a way to get past a barrier. They just have to find a way to get the lever, like throw a lasso around it and pull it and click it. Think of all
Or
those.
You could use it as a temptation.
Mm.
Think about it. Don't push the big red button. Everyone wants to pick that's all, folks. Everybody wants to push that big red button.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lever on the wall. Someone's going to want to pull it. You know they will.
Mm-hmm. And my favorite one is...
If you're just walking down the hall.
My favorite one is when you have like 3 levers that do different things depending on what the combination is. So it could be that the goblins know that it's outer levers up, center lever down. That unlocks the secret door. But if you pull one of those down, clink, the secret door closes, and now it's something slightly different. Like, oh, you just armed the spike trap in the floor.
Yeah.
So that way you can...
Hey, I think you used something like that on us in the Dragons and Dinos, or the
Really? I didn't know.
In the Yuan Ti temple.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I may have used one of my favorite booby trap designs that gives you guys total freedom to choose what you want to do.
Choose how you die.
And if you don't have
none of us die.
The combination right, well, it now turns it into a sliding platform. When you walk out, you slide down. Another good one is if you've got split initiative where the bad guys are in the middle of the players, you could have a lever there by the bad guys at the end of the hallway that half the party ran to catch up to attack the bad guys, and now on the bad guy's turn, he can just pull the lever and drop a portcullis, splitting the party.
Oh.
There's nothing worse than either being the cleric out of range for heals or the fighter with melee weapons stuck behind a portcullis as all his friends are getting their butts kicked. Simply back there shouting encouragement to his friends.
I just keep thinking of Stratholme when the gate comes down and you have no area effect and those friggin' rats come out.
And you get devoured by a swarm of rats.
Yeah, that's annoying.
That's very annoying. So one thing I have to say to help lever this conversation is it looks like our Star Wars group are starting to pop into Roll20, by the way, for a game tonight.
Okay, okay.
So we may have to lever into the RPG for the night and wrap up RPGaDAY.
You're really pushing that.
I am. I mean, it's a really big stick I'm using to bump that little topic over.
Yeah, leave it alone.
Now you're saying I'm the one stretching it. So that's going to be a good place to wrap it up there, is use levers in your dungeons. And hey, there's nothing as cool as a lever that makes the stairs go into a slide. Or
even if it doesn't do anything, just boggles and annoys your players.
There could be this really important lever and that one of the players does something with it and you're just like, do me a favor, give me a blah, blah, blah skill check. And they roll and immediately you say, oh, dude, you pulled that lever and it snapped and broke in your hand. Whatever it did, it doesn't do anymore.
And they'll just be, obsessing about it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
unless you're playing Eberron and then you have an artificer who's going to want to fix it. Because of course they're going to want that big, train style lever, the big brake, the main brake lever thing. Which, by the way, that's another good one you could use is have a dwarven minecart with a lever. The brake. They've got that lever brake.
Yeah, that's true.
So make sure to use levers. I mean, it's a cool basic technology that is super, super basic. I mean, and it's a really potent tool for your castles, your dungeons, your spaceships. I mean, hell, in Star Trek, they'd pull that panel out of the door when the doors are closed and they'd start pumping that little lever to get the doors open manually. Mm-hmm. So even in space adventures, you can use a little tiny lever to make things happen. So that's pretty much all I got for the lever. It's a great and powerful tool. Give me a lever large enough and I can move the world. Except, as you said, there's no fulcrum, so you're in trouble. All right, so apparently someone's starting the Skype call for our game already, so I'm just going to let that stop ringing. And it's probably a good place to wrap it up here.
Yep.
For hashtag RPGaDay2020. And my God, we've only got 6 more days.
Thank you for listening to the Creative Play and Podcast Network. And feel free to enjoy our other shows, such as D&D Journey of the 5th Edition and Scion Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion hero to Ragnarok story. Thank you for listening.